We are live here at the offices of Scarce City. I'm your host, Chris Tremount, Chief Executive Pleb at Scarce City. We are auctioning off Sound Money Bitcoin Collector's Edition by none other than RARESCRILLA. Skrilla will be joining us here in a second to talk about this entire package and talk everything Bitcoin music and Bitcoin art. We'll also follow this up with a live DJ set from Skrilla himself. Before we bring Skrilla on, I want to give you a quick introduction of how Lightning auctions work in case you're new here. The auction is live. We are accepting bids. We'll be running this thing for the next 24 hours. If you want to place a bid, come to the auction page, scroll on down, input how much you want to bid in sats, do the sats math for you. We tell you how much collateral you'll have to put down to place your bid. Put in an email address. The first time putting in an email address or placing a bid with that email address, you'll input a display name. That's what shows up here in the bid table. Once you select place bid, we'll give you some more important information, and then you'll be directed to BTC Pay server to put down your collateral for this bid. We have Lightning as the default, but you can put that deposit down on chain. Just keep in mind, you will pay fees on that, and we need confirmation on those on-chain deposits, and we disable on-chain deposits within the final 15 minutes. All right, that's the basics of how this works. If you want the details, check out our How It Works video down here. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and welcome on our special guest, RARESCRILLA. How you doing, Skrilla?
What's up, Chris? How you doing? Thanks for having me. Looking forward to this 24-hour auction. I've never participated in something like this.
Yeah, man, we're excited to have you on. You've been a part of this community for a while now, and we've been looking forward to this one. You got a hell of a package for us here. We're excited to see this thing go.
Yeah, it just grew and grew as I thought it up. I was like, I wanted to do the Sound Money thing and kind of like, give like a pristine like mantle of what Sound Money is. Sound Money is like, it's like a double entendre anyway. So like I thought of that when I was making the gold record, it's like Sound Money. So like the gold record represents the sound. I put some Bitcoin art on there. I tried to make it look nice and elegant, but still with like a street art vibe that you can still proudly display over your dining room table, while you eat. Right next to your Mickey Mantle baseball card. And so then I had some actual plans. I couldn't figure out what I was going to do with the music, but then I thought, records and 7 inches especially, I could do some like custom designs on them. So I put together 5 records. Each song is on each side, so there's 2 songs on each record, front and back. And they all have artwork done by me on the labels. So then I was like, I do a lot of NFTs in the space, and I like to, anytime I have an opportunity to do some like Bitcoin NFT stuff, I would take that opportunity because I do believe that Bitcoin is like right now is for certain the only thing that will last. And so with that, I talked to the guys at Satoshi and got this Sound Money Redux, which will be live for the auction winner as soon as it's probably over. And that's some of the music from Sound Money is on there. I did the artwork. I did like a redux, a remix of the album cover, and added like laser eyes and kind of like how I've been doing my audio reactive NFTs lately that are Bitcoin focused. So yeah, that's the package, and of course I'll throw in the digital download so you can have a digital file as well. And yeah, that's the package, Chris. So yeah, I'm excited about it. If I don't know what my expectations for this, to be honest with you, are, but if it hits $10,000, okay, then you will get executive producer on the next Sound Money installment, which has already started. So that's it's a little bonus feature there if anybody wants to help fund the next Sound Money too. That's how
So
it started.
elaborate on what this means. What's it mean to be the executive producer credit or get executive producer credit on the next Sound Money installment?
So an executive producer credit is generally means that you help fund the record, like you were an instrumental person in helping fund the record. So.
Gotcha. Okay, so you'll get your name listed on the album credits.
Yeah.
Very good, man.
Part of Bitcoin art history, Bitcoin music history. Let's help each other out.
Yeah, you're in the metadata.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Well, this is the ultimate collection here, and like I love the Sound Money album. We're gonna have to get into the details here in a little bit. Before we do, give us a little bit of a background on yourself. Like, you had you were a public figure to some extent before Bitcoin. Tell us a little bit about that, specifically your work, your projects you've done in hip hop.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been a hip hop DJ and producer since the late '90s. Really, I started I put together a record label, my first record label, in 2001, and we released something called Pressure Points, me and my guy Chops. And then I started doing mixtapes, and I think we were one of the first set of producers. We were going by Guns and Butter back then. We were doing a lot of mixtape album stuff and a little bit of like credits here and there. And we put together a mixtape called Guns and Butter Raise the Hammer, and that was a straight like producer mixtape. So like while rappers started doing mixtapes, we were doing producer mixtapes back then. I was heavy in the beat battle scene and all that stuff. And then, like the first like major artist I worked with, I'd say was like a pretty historic figure was Tragedy Gaddafi. He's also known as the Intelligent Hoodlum. He's a big rapper way back in the day. Then I started working with Starblaze and Bloodsport, a bunch of Philly rappers, Bad Seed, a bunch of underground rappers. We did a album with Reef the Lost Cause with like Vinny Paz and R.A. the Rugged Man and Cool G Rap and some people that was back in like 2009 or 10. I did some stuff like Cassidy and AR Ab and a couple of Philly rappers up there back. I've done records, with I did a whole album with Sketch McGinney. He was on Hype in Source Magazine. We had Nipsey Hussle and Rock Marciano on that album. It was a pretty big album for us back then. That was like 2011 or 12. Mm-hmm. And K Beta, who's like, he's a guy that helped like when Wale was coming up, he was like studying K Beta. He kind of like a DC, a mid-Atlantic hip hop legend. Like me and him just did an album last year called Bad Rap, which is real like authentic, like it's like street, but it's also like it's kind of depressing. Like he talks about like the real like nasty parts of the grind and the hustle. And K Beta also, he's done a bunch of Bitcoin songs with me. He was the rapper on Stacking Sats. He was on Sound Money. He's on Peer to Peer, the last song on Sound Money. I got an album with Benny the Butcher in the cut. We're actually working on releasing NFTs for that right now. And I just talked to his manager today. Gave the green light for that. So that album will be coming out. Benny is part of Griselda Records, one of the biggest hip hop crews. And then Uncle John and Rome Streets, they're both on Sound Money, and they're both like pretty much like top tier like lyricists in hip hop now. We have an album coming out June 1st that me and Chops did the beats for. I did the artwork for it, and I'm really excited about that. I think it's gonna have some nice legs on it. So then Sound Money 2, got that in the works. I started a song with Kamel, who is people might know him. The video that went viral last year at the Black Lives Matter in LA, he was talking about how Bitcoin can help people of color and other people. And me and him did a song together. and that joint's on there. And yeah, it's crazy because I saw that video and Kamel. I know Kamel from like probably 1998, 99.
No way.
Yeah, like we were both like super like come up on the DC hip hop scene at that time. He was part of a crew, Time Machine with Jay Sonic, and yeah, I had what was our crew called? Our crew was called Ransack back then, Ransack Records. Yeah, so when I saw him, I talked to him every now and then here and there throughout time and all that stuff, but I hadn't heard from him in a minute, and I talked to his partner a lot, and I just saw the video go up, and like I was like, what the fuck? That's Kamel. Yeah. So I messaged him, we started talking, we reconnected, and we're like, yeah, we gotta do a song for the Sound Money 2 album. So that was cool.
I got so charged up when I saw that video initially. You know, like it's a whole different tangent. And of course, like I don't want to take anything away from the BLM movement, but you know, as Bitcoiners, I think the way we think about these things is that, you know, the root cause for a lot of these societal issues is the money being messed up. And, you know, just seeing him cut straight to the chase of it, it's just like, thank you for saying it, because it needs to be out there.
Yeah. That was a crazy viral moment for him. And he works on Lightning stuff. He has an app that I think is out or it's in beta testing. He has some stuff that he does. You know, he's deep in the game.
Right on. I gotta check that out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So, all right, you've been doing hip hop, underground hip hop since 2001. It sounds like still doing it to this day. Like, where did Bitcoin come into the picture for you?
So, I've always been somebody that's interested in doing like kind of like next shit, whatever I'm working on. Like, I want to find like the new thing. So, I was kind of bored. We just put out a rack. I ran a label with a couple guys called Interloop from 2006 to 2000. I think we shut it down in 2012. And that like was just a different moment in time for me because I was an artist, but I was also managing a bunch of artists. I'm, you know, doing all types of crap. So I was looking for the next thing. Like we shut the record label down. Me and a couple guys, Casito, Del Fresco, and Grussel, who I was helping like shop beats for as well. I was like, you know, like to help get, you know, some awareness, why don't we just put out a group album? And I was like, you know, let's think of a theme. We had been joking about Bitcoin, and me and my group chat for a long time. Like, you know, we were called the Bitcoin Boys. That was the title of it. And, like, we didn't own any Bitcoin. We just, I don't remember. We tried to do something like some kind of intermediary service in 2013 with it, but it quickly died out. So I really got into it because I saw the Silk Road stuff happening, and I was like, this is fucking amazing. I was like, you know, I consider myself like pretty progressive and underground, and I was like, this shit is like right under my nose. Like, I think it was like 2012 or so, and it's just interested in me. So I I told the guys, I was like, you know, let's do an album about Silk Road. I was like, let's just do like a dark web, like thematic soundtrack and try to do it. So the object at the time, like, we did a bunch of instrumentals on there, like kind of like how Sound Money is, but this the Interloop joint we did, Silk Road, was a little bit more electronic music based. It was hip hop and like little trance and stuff kind of there. And that was loud. And
sorry.
No, that's cool. And what was I saying? So that's how I learned about it. Like, I mean, literally making that album, like, it made me learn about Bitcoin and what it was like really useful for and all that stuff. So it was funny just trying to get rappers to rap about Bitcoin and like Silk Road and all that stuff. Like, you know, it was like pulling teeth. So like, if you listen to the album, like some of the songs are a little looser than I would have liked, but it was like the attempt at it anyway. But there was a couple songs too. Like, there's a song by G2 and Sketch on there where they talk about tipping strippers and Bitcoin, and like the whole thing's about like, it's a really good like dark web song, I think. I forget, song 4 on Silk Road on the album, I forget the name of it. But yeah, so that was like my dive into it. And then in 2015, you know, my friend calls me up and is like, yo, I heard all these dark web rumors, blah, blah. I'm putting together this algorithm to get words. And, yo, it looks like these fucking altcoins are about to explode and Bitcoin. And there's like this, everybody's talking. It looks crazy. And I was like, what the fuck, guys? Like, so I didn't trade Bitcoin or any of that stuff, right? So I was like, oh, shit, what? So, like, I went and I bought some red coin. That was, like, the first thing I altcoin purchased. I was like, let me get some red coin and some other bullshit. And I had it on some shitty wallet that I don't think I could even access. And yeah, so like then I started like diving into like, you know, more into the Bitcoin culture. I was in the troll boxes on Poloniex for like, you know, a year and a half straight. Like I was really, I can honestly say like being like that like 2015 trader Bitcoin wave, like where Bitcoin was low, altcoins were bubbling before it popped and Bitcoin popped, and the troll boxes. Like I caught a lot of the culture in there, like that like the game hit me to like everything. I mean, I can honestly say that was like a prime lucky position to be in. Like I don't know if anybody really talked about that, but that troll box like was like if you cut out the noise, there was like a lot of jewelry in there. I know some people are on like BTC, troll box, some other ones, but I stayed on like Poloniex.
That's fascinating, man. I haven't heard about that. I mean, that's way before my time. I always hear about, you know, before the Bitcoin Twitter scene, everybody was on Reddit, but, you know, I guess they were in a bunch of different places, and the troll boxes were one of them.
Yeah, you'd have your Bitcoin maximalists in there, and you have your altcoin people, your Ethereum heads. You know, I remember there's a guy named Ether Wizard in there. All you had to do was follow that dude's trades. It was shit like that. Like, it was just funny.
This is before Ethereum, right?
No, it started trading. When I got heavy into like trading at that time, that was fall of 2015, and Ethereum had just launched on Poloniex.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Yeah. And I love hearing these OG stories of like the early days. I wasn't around back then, so I can only live through it through hearing it from you guys. Yeah,
and then the Telegram troll. I got a Telegram like in 2016. The Rare Pepe trading, of course, was like a jewelry store too for everything. But the Coin Dojo, which was like Bitcoin Uncensored, pretty much, and that's like a classic podcast. I don't know. People don't really talk about it anymore during this run, but like they're like legends in the game. Krista Rose and Junseth. So I caught a lot of like real like deep Bitcoin knowledge in there. That's when I like, even though I was like trading shit coins and all that stuff, like I was like, you know, I'm trying to make Bitcoin because like these guys, that group, that chat, that podcast, I was like, you know, a real like, you know. It's like going to college for blockchain, like for real. Like that was Sean Leary had that chat open for a while, and then Pepe Cash actually destroyed. It's kind of a meme joke, but it did. It destroyed the podcast and made the chat end. Back in 2017 or so, and then
wait, how did that? How you got to explain that? How did that go down?
So, you know, Pepe Cash. If you held like the first 3 Rare Pepes, the first it was Gox Pepe shitcoin card and Rare Pepe Nakamoto card.
Yeah.
By the card 10, Pepe Cash was made, and nobody knew what was going to happen. I had no idea either. I just go to my wallet one day and there was Pepe Cash there, and they airdropped for every card you had. You got like 10,000 Pepe Cash or something. So I guess like some of the early people had a bunch of those cards, and some of them got some big Pepe Cash. And you know, Bitcoin Uncensored was maximalist based, right? They didn't fuck with anything, and like they literally, like if you watch old Bitcoin Uncensored videos, like they would troll the interviewer. You know, like they would interview somebody and they'd be like all excited, like, yes, I'm about to talk about my project. And then it would be like almost like you'd start breaking down in tears towards the end because you felt so bad for the person on the other side of the interview, dude. Like it was like that. And but the only thing they accepted was Rare Pepes. They were like, Rare Pepes are good. It's like a good use case. Chris used to be part of XCP Foundation. when it first was out. So he understood kind of like assets, and he got the art, and he got that a little bit. And so some of the crowd in that Bitcoin Uncensored and Coin Dojo started, doing the rare Pepes and being okay with it. Some of them, were made fun of it and hated it. Yeah, I don't even know how I got there, but that was kind of that's how I got a lot of crypto knowledge.
That's wild, man. The Wild West days. One thing I want to ask you about is, I'm just realizing, and as you're talking through, especially as you're talking about all the hip hop collaborations you did, what's been your experience of like getting kind of more, definitely not mainstream, but like the underground hip hop people into Bitcoin? Like, how have you gone about that? What's their reaction been?
I think underground hip hop gets Bitcoin. Like, funny enough, like I started like collecting like Bitcoin mentions or even cryptocurrency mentions, period, in songs. And it used to be like every month or two, maybe. Like it's back in like 2017 or so, I think I started.
Yeah.
And then, I can't even keep up with it now. A lot of like underground stuff that I listen to, they mention cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. So Rome Streets and Uncle John are both on the record. I've got that album dropping June 1st. You know what I'm saying? You'll get that. But they both got Bitcoin. Like that's how I hooked up with them. So like they were known rappers that I listened to, like I was fans of, right? And I heard Rome Streets do a song about the dark market. It's called Alphabet. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, he did a whole song. I was like, all right, this is crazy. I was like, I got to get it wrong. Uncle John, who's from my area in DC, I knew of him and stuff, but we never worked together. I listened to him. He's dope, younger cat. And I kind of like gave a reach out to him to a couple people, and I was like, yo, I want to work with this guy. We hooked up, came through, and that was it. So I reached out, blah blah. We discussed it. Me and him texted a couple of times, but it was when I saw he put out an album in 2019 that had a Bitcoin logo on it, as like like on the back of an album you got like your shop records, your UCP code, and then the other logo was a Bitcoin logo, and I was like, oh shit, I was like, this is ill. All right, so I hit him up, and like that was like he was like, yes, yeah, like I gotta, he was on the all of them are for the most part that I meet, most of them are like the surface area of like like I try to like get a little deeper, and I was telling him about some stuff, and the whole song "Dark Market" is like a conversation we had. Like at that time, I had a Bitcoin ATM in my living room. I had it wasn't hooked up. Don't get it twisted. Yeah. But like I all this stuff, the video, like that was my studio. Like it was literally Bitcoin and hip hopped out. So I don't know, like a lot of, I think so. What I'm trying to say is a lot of them get it. Like I talked to a lot of people. I mean, I had a Zoom meeting in December. Some guy put me on that I'm friends with, put me on with like 40 legendary producers and some rappers. And I talked a little bit about it, and most of them seem to know about it. So, I mean, everybody kind of gets it, I think.
What's like the big value prop for them? Is it is it just stemming from Silk Road days, or like more of a counterculture thing, or is it like really about like store value, number go up, or kind of a mix of everything?
Well, I don't know. I see Bitcoin is looked at as different things to everybody, right? Some people don't want to go deep and really understand what it is. Some people are just being happy, like, oh, this is a high price luxury good.
Yeah.
Let me cop that shit, Like I look at it like Bitcoin will be looked at like how CryptoPunks are looked at. Like everybody, all the celebrities need to get a CryptoPunk and blah blah blah. But I think Bitcoin is like for the real CryptoPunk, like the people that are gonna want to like flash. In the future, they're going to have a Bitcoin. Otherwise, they're not going to get into the cool kids club. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's part of how you can look at some things. The other part is that it's a store of value. People do see their money going devalued. I think this downturn in the economy, like, it opened a lot of eyes. And with Bitcoin's run up, it just all made sense. So everybody started kind of learning about it. Everybody's looking for something to put their money into. You know what I mean? Whether it's even Bitcoin, they're just looking to find assets to put their money into. That's why you see these crazy like meme coins going wild. You know, people are just trying to hit it. Everybody's trying to hit the lotto.
You got to put it somewhere, right? You can't keep it in the USD. That's for sure.
Yeah, as little as possible, anyway.
Yeah. All right. So look, you've obviously been prolific in the hip hop scene. You know, Bitcoin related, not Bitcoin related, but you've also done some other kind of, let's just say, standard Bitcoin art. You want to tell us about some of those projects?
Yeah, sure. I guess you know, the first one I would consider would be like the Silk Road album, but then the stuff I started doing, real Bitcoin art, I would say I started doing that like 2016 with the Rare Pepe stuff, and then my first kind of like broad reach one was like the Can't Smoke a Bitcoin. I had made it into some clothing, I made it into a video, I made it into an NFT, I made it into stickers, coffee mugs. I don't even know. I've been doing a lot with that over the years. It's kind of like a troll song on Peter Schiff. That was actually an interview with Krista Rose and Peter Schiff back then, and just that saying was just insane. It's like the way he was talking about it was just so funny. And somebody in one of the chats was like, "You should take that and loop it or something." And I did it real quick on like maybe like a 20-second loop, and I sent it to the Telegram like that night maybe, and like everybody liked it. So I was like, fuck it, I was making a song, and I got Emoji Nakamoto. He helped me with the video and the graphics for that.
Right on. Take us back to the Rare Pepe days, like when you first saw Rare Pepe's. Like, I don't know, were you doing you know, illustrations before then, or like what propelled you to dive into that as an artist?
Yeah, so I was doing art when I was younger. I was like an art major and all that, and then I got out of it and just went straight into music around that time. Like, didn't even think about art again. I didn't even do any of my art on any of my music that I put out those years. Then around 2013 or so, after the label folded and all that stuff, this is in between kind of like my whole like Bitcoin life and my end of the music label. I was like, I was 2012 was a rough spot for me, so I was kind of coming out of a hole. And yeah, so in 2013 I took a job at this TV station doing the audio stuff, you know, doing all the, it was translation, it was for a foreign language service, all that stuff. So I had a lot of free time, so I would just start doodling and drawing a lot, and I just did it every day. I literally did I got hundreds and hundreds of doodles that I just filled up the paper with, kind of like what my Bitcoin art looks like now. It's just like kind of like that, but without Bitcoin. So then my son was coming up too, so I started teaching him how to draw around the same time, and I just started picking it up. And then my friend went to jail. I made a free YSP like sketch real quick. I put it on Instagram, and it kind of went a little viral. I was like, oh shit. I was like, maybe I should start doing some of this shit. And then right around that time, like the Pepe's came out, and that's when I really started. Like, at first it was just meme shit. Like, you just took, you know, Photoshops or like silly quick images, drawings and stuff. But then it started getting serious when all the real, you know, other people started coming in. So then it became a competition. So then I had to step it up and like, you know, like actually like make doper shit. So it actually like kind of made me like more of a stronger artist, like being in the Rare Pepe community. Cause like we were literally drawing frogs for, I know I drew frogs for 6 months straight at one point, from like fall to spring, from 16 to 17. Like I got mad frogs.
Yeah. So you were drawing the Pepe before there were the Rare Pepes then?
No. So this
okay. This is all Rare Pepes.
Came out. Yeah, it's like, okay, this is the platform, this is the medium I have to use. I actually like working within constraints, so that gave me. People think it's maybe not as creative, but I think it's more creative because you have to do things Otherwise, you can't. So you had to like make the image had to be some crazy small, like it was like 700 by 500, image size pixels,
Right.
And you couldn't have it over 1 megabyte for a while, I think, and then it became like 2 or 3 megabytes when like GIFs started coming out, and maybe it got up to 10 megabytes at the highest. I don't know, but it's super small. You know what I mean? So that was fun.
So you came up with DJ Pepe, right? Which was like, as far as I know, the first real music NFT where like by owning the token, you had access to exclusive audio, right? And now this is like becoming a big thing. I think there's now like a new platform that's going to be entirely devoted to music NFTs. But this was 2016. Like this wasn't on anybody's radar at the time. Tell us about that process. Like, how did you come up with that?
We just started talking about all the things that, blockchain could do in that Pepe chat. So like this started in early September of 16. I got in there late September of 16, so like 3 weeks later maybe. There's probably, let's say like when I got in there was 100 people, but let's say like over the next few, 6 months, got up to probably like 500-600 people in there at least. And it was just a brainstorming all the time of like what you could do with blockchain. So I, of course, coming from music, and that, I could never figure out when Silk Road dropped how to earn Bitcoin for my album. Like that was something that actually, whatever. Yeah, I couldn't get it. So like that was something that kind of drove me a little bit, and I was into the blockchain stuff. And I was like, oh, how can we do music with this stuff? And I don't remember. If you go back in the Rare Pepe chat back then, I mean, you can literally look it up. I haven't looked it up or anything, but I don't remember how it all ended up coming up. But I was like, Joe, can you build this for me? And he's like, I remember me and him going through it, and we tried Bandcamp. We thought about YouTube, and SoundCloud. I was like, yo, I can make this joint live on SoundCloud, or private on SoundCloud, and then people can just get an access token to view it, right? And then so we made it, and generally it didn't like go crazy for me or anything. I think I did sell like 15 or 20 of them, or like right away, and then after that it was just like there wasn't that many Rare Pepe collectors. So I started giving them away to some people, showing them this is like a music access pass, and DJ Pepe is like its own character, so he's his own entity. He's right there behind me, actually.
Yeah.
He's like the alpha, like loud talking, almost to an annoyance, like DJ, right? And so he's also talks about how many humans and frogs and people he's been in bed with. So he's very he's very much like that. He has that character. So, he would often give them away to the females along the way. Like that was kind of his shtick.
All right.
So then, actually, to be honest with you, me and my wife, I'm not gonna lie, like DJ Pepe is one of the reasons that I have my wife today. So
get out, dude.
Yeah, she we had been talking a little bit, and then she didn't realize I was the creator of DJ Pepe, and she had it as her profile pic or something.
No way.
Crazy. So yeah, it's good. DJ Pepe has a strong history. So yeah, I started putting my music on there. Like I had a lot of like cutting room floor stuff that hadn't come out, or like stuff that stopped getting distributed. And the Rare Pepe people were all like celebrating it. It was loved it, like 20 people. You know what I mean? But then as the time went on, it got more and more. I started putting like my friends' music on there. I started putting some more stuff on there, and it just became like more legendary. I think it was DJ Pepe ended up speaking at the Crypto Art Rare as Fuck Festival, or Rare Art Festival, January 2018, and we became the first actual Bitcoin, UTXO to get on a stage and speak to humans and teach them about crypto art and crypto music. So
wait, you gotta explain that. How was DJ Pepe speaking to a crowd of people? How'd that, like, is this like a Tupac hologram thing or what?
This guy back here.
Oh, okay.
he was on stage with 4 other humans, and they were not expecting talk. They thought that I was gonna be on stage, but through the power of memetics, DJ Pepe was on a panel discussion and explained. They were all talking about like the theories of what you can do with blockchain art and all this stuff, right? And I'm like, I'm DJ Pepe. I am motherfucking blockchain art. Like what are y'all talking about? Like I do this. Like, what, you know what I'm saying? Like I was. DJ Pepe was out of control, and DJ Pepe might have been on a dose of shrooms or something. I can't remember.
Oh man, I'm picturing a DJ Pepe cartoon here in the future at some point.
If you go to DJ Pepe Twitter, it's at DJ Pepe _. On the pinned thing, the pinned messages DJ Pepe on stage. One of the clips of him talking.
Okay.
But then at the Bitcoin Magazine conference in 2019, I brought DJ Pepe with me, and I had like take a pic with DJ Pepe. So a bunch of people came up and just took pics with DJ Pepe, and they kind of circulated a little bit more. Then there was the Rare Pepe book party in New York City, in Brooklyn, and that's the photograph you see in the picture of DJ Pepe icon. That was him DJing backstage, I think. Oh no, it was at a warehouse. So like that was him in the corner DJing for the people. You see the Rare Pepe book back there, and him DJing and selling his shirts, and like I use turntables and vinyl, so I don't know what the fuck this shit is. Like DJ Pepe uses this CD or whatever USB crash. DJ Pepe can't scratch like me, but
yeah. That's wild, man. Love that story, dude. And I hope to see the DJ Pepe story continue, man. You got to keep this thing going.
Oh, so I was in Decentraland a couple of days ago. They had a Rare Pepe like museum type thing happen in the gallery for the last 3 days in Decentraland, and they celebrated and honored DJ Pepe, or not DJ Pepe, but the Pepes in general. And so DJ Pepe DJ'd in there, and he definitely, a legend of DJ Pepe continues. And DJ Pepe is going to be down at Bitcoin Miami conference, so you could definitely take a pic with him. He has 5 physical trading cards that's going to be there, the limited edition. They're created by me and a guy named Xer. Xer actually created them. I just told him, yes, please, thank you very much. And he created these physical DJ Pepe cards. They have the NFT inside the 2 cards in a glass frame case that comes in a sick box. So I'm gonna have 5 of those there. DJ Pepe was auctioned off yesterday for $3,000. He's been commanded pretty good prices lately. The distribution of them are almost all complete. So
wow.
It's I got some plans to get some exclusive music going into DJ Pepe here soon from some actual. I got a fund I'm putting together to like actually buy a couple songs that they'll only live on DJ Pepe's playlist.
Right.
But the thing is that when I say all this, like DJ Pepe is literally just a blockchain meme. It has magic from Satoshi Nakamoto. Lord Keck, hip hop, the 4 Elements, Cool Herc, you know what I mean? Like, it's like that's DJ Pepe. Now, anything that extra that happens, like the music playlist, DJ Pepe generally makes you smell better, gets you more chicks. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna do all these things right now, but I don't know. Like it's out of my hands. All I can promise you is that DJ Pepe is the blockchain meme, the Bitcoin DJ in the meme pool, and Bitcoin, I think, block 432,102, something like that. So, yes.
So not only the first music NFT, but definitely the first virtual influencer on the blockchain. And like, I mean, now this is a thing on, social media, the virtual influencers on Instagram and whatnot. Like you beat them to the punch by years with DJ Pepe.
What do you say that part again?
I keep here. I'm not tuned in enough, but now I know it's a big thing for there to be like these virtual influencers on Instagram or whatever. But that's like a recent development. You've been doing this for years.
Yeah, I mean, and to be fair, I mean, I'm having fun, but it's in waves. I mean, like when DJ Pepe is hot, like I'm down to like make sure as his manager to put him out and present him to the people. But when things are slow, like and DJ Pepe doesn't have any, Pepe's not out there like getting that many chicks, like so. It's in waves. I mean, like whatever the people demand of DJ Pepe, me at Rare Enterprises, I try to provide that service for the meme lord.
I love it, man. All right, the DJ Pepe legend continues. Looking forward to catching up with him in Miami. All right, let's talk about the auction. All right, so first of all, let's check in on this thing. So right now, you got Crypto Graffiti, the legend, on top with 2.5 million sats. You got some strong participation here early on. You got
nice.
some.
Thank you all. Lord Chase, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oxy, Sir Meow, Sats Life, Crypto Graffiti. I salute you all. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
That's dope. Yo, you know what would be crazy? Like, it would make great Bitcoin headlines. I'm not gonna lie. If this piece sold for like $100 million, like, no, I'm not saying it's valued at that or anything, but just imagine the headlines and the ambassadorship you could do for Bitcoin if you say, this fucking clown sold 5 records in a spray painted vinyl gold record framed for $100 million. Let's beat out Ethereum and Beeple and all that stuff. Let's get the Bitcoin art headlines. You know what I mean? Like, salute to my whales out there in wherever you're at. But no, yeah, this is fun, man. I've never been a part of that auction like this, man. It's nerve-wracking, honestly. It's like a lot of anxiety, like building up to. You're like, fuck, are people gonna like this? Are people gonna bid? I'm presenting a music piece that is an art piece as well, but it's a different type of thing too. But I'm trying to sell it as like, get behind me, get behind this. I try to make a real nice collection. I think it is. I got this shit right here. You know what I'm saying? Got this, old 1960s vinyl box, right? I washed it. I put some stickers on it. You can even put this collection belongs to whatever your name is. Then you got the records, right? So I had to repurpose these record sleeves because I want to keep it like proof of work. I want to do work. You know what I mean? Like, of course, I do all the work on the beat machine and all that stuff, but for the actual collector's edition too, I wanted to get my hands dirty. So I took these old record jackets and I spray painted them black, and then I got custom 7x7-inch stickers with the album art. And kind of like I've been kind of like going with a name change, so it's kind of transitioning from DJJ to RARESCRILLA,
Yeah.
And then I got the kind of one of the more classic memes I think I made for the Bitcoin music, where the honey badger is under attack. He just looks like he just blew up some cars in the back, and something's about an explosion going off in the Capitol, and he's going to play his beats about it. So like, that's the story on that one there.
Yeah.
Then you got the record inside. Got a brand new, I'm saying? This is Pantone white, you know what I mean? Very rare white, right? It's got a very clear record.
That's beautiful, man.
Some art there that I did on there for Sound Money cover on that one. This is the first song, 21 million. Then you got the second song, which is Satoshi Nakamoto. And, we keep the vowels anonymous, just keep the theme there. And you see he's got some ladies adoring him. Of
course he does. Yeah.
So then we got I got some more for you here, Chris. Let's see. I don't know if I have these in order. It'd be amazing if I did. Then you got third and fourth songs, I'm hoping here. And yes, it is. No, it's not. So yeah, you have Internet Money, right? Internet Money is a little badger face I drew there, and then you got Bullish, and that's the bull killing the bear, or at least pinning it down for the moment.
So you created unique illustrations for every track on this album, right? That's what we're seeing here.
Yeah. So these are going to be the only 7-inch vinyl copies made with this type of artwork attached to it. I will have a run of a short run, 100 12-inch LPs, like of the album as well, but nothing like this. That's just going to be something that's going to be distributed. And then see the next one we have here. We have China. Got some Bitcoin memes there. And you have Dark Market. That was the single cover for it features Uncle John on there, Dark Market. That's a play on when the Alpha Bay guy got arrested. That was kind of a Photoshop version of that. You can see the video for Dark Market online. Dark Market actually is funny. I didn't like hire a PR person like to put this record out. Kind of just did it organically and hit people up. And out of nowhere, Insomniac Magazine, which is like kind of like the top underground hip hop ratings place, like every week they do a top 5 list, and that song made it on the top 5 hip hop tracks of that week, and it was surprising to me because it's a Bitcoin song. And then they played it on like Sirius XM, there's a couple other like Shady 45 and all that stuff. So we made sure we got Bitcoin to like to some hip hop fans. That was kind of like the goal of this record,
Yeah, I love that about this, man, because in kind of the traditional Bitcoin art, like it's about the best Bitcoin art, I think, spreads the message of Bitcoin, and music is just a perfect medium for doing that. And it feels like, I don't know, there's a few people doing it, but like you're really on top of it, and God knows how many people you've orange pilled just through your music.
Right. Yeah, that's the goal, I'm gonna keep going through these. Almost done here. You got Not in Your Wallet here. This is I used AI. I used 40 honey badgers and did an AI generated photo of what a honey badger looks like to a robot.
Wow.
A gold chain and a Bitcoin acid tongue on there because he's being dosed with that Bitcoin. So
yeah.
So RARESCRILLA right there. And then you got the one of my honey badger painting. I kind of cropped it out and put him on there for the peer-to-peer song. And I think I got one more. So each one of these is the same as the cover. It's the back and the front. It's a different art on there. They all come with the plastic inner sleeve, keep them fresh.
Yeah.
And then the last one here, you got this is from the artwork I did for Money Printer Go Burr on the desk of Jerome Powell. So I just took that emblem and put it as the centerpiece. Money Printer Go Burr. And the Rome Streets featured one. I did a painting of him. That's that right there. That's a close-up of the painting. So that's the 10 records, 10 songs on the album. Yeah, man.
Very cool.
Yeah, if you watch the promo record I put out today, you'll see the work I had to put in to make the records. I didn't have enough footage to put together what I did for the gold frame, but I had to do similar stuff to the gold frame. I did find an old vinyl record. I spray painted it gold. I had to make the label and the border and stuff around it, and I put like a half-inch airlift on the record and the description card, and it's framed in non-reflective acrylic, gold framed, very nice 30 by 26 inch frame there. So
yeah, that's the real deal.
Yeah, it's a real deal. I try to make sure that whoever is getting that thing can be proud of their framework. I put that custom the border around there. I actually I went to print out the what the NFT looks like, kind of the redux. I printed it out and then I cut it up with a paper cutter and had to get real fine with it because it had to be exactly like just short of 1 inch and all that stuff. So to get that border, I think I did a pretty good job of manually getting that border like 1 inch thick to go all the way around. Because there's an actual, I was done with the gold record thing, and I was like, man, this needs something else. I was like, it doesn't have like this edge I want in my artwork. Like it was right. And my wife was looking at it, and she's like, yo, put a border around that. And I was like, all right. I had already matted it and everything. I was like, it's gonna be hard because I could fuck up this whole thing real quick with some glue and some non-straight scissors. You know what I mean? Like, like fucked up scissor cutting. So, but so I give my wife credit for that when she helped spawn that idea. And then I went and I printed those out. And the guy who printed them for me was like, hey man, what is this? And I was like, I have some Bitcoin art for this auction I'm doing. He's like, man, this is some shit my son would really be into. I was like, cool. He's like, yo, do you mind if I print one off for myself? I was like, I want to give it to my son. And I was like, yeah, of course. So I got those cards printed at UPS to cut up, and I go into the UPS the other day, and I see my print hanging on the wall there. And I was like, oh shit! It's like now UPS they've been orange pilled down here in Florida.
That's amazing, man. This is sick. I love this border. It definitely makes it pop. Shout out to your wife. Shout out to all the Bitcoin artists, significant others out there inspiring the creative work. I know there's a lot of that going on. Beautiful work here, man. So I just want to summarize everything that's in this package because I don't want anything to be remiss here. You got this gold-plated record with the sick border, with the sick frame, tails included. You got is it 10? The 10 custom vinyls?
It's 5 vinyls. Each it's 10 songs, so it's one on
front
each
and
side.
back.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. You got the custom box here, right? The custom personalized box they're gonna come in. And of course we have the NFT on liquid Sound Money Redux. You're going to have to, for any viewers out there, you're going to have to go to the link on this. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties and I can't get the audio to come through here, but definitely check this out. I mean, you can see the animation here. Super dope. And one of the first few NFT artworks on Liquid, Crypto Graffiti just dropped his. I don't know if there's been any others, but this is definitely still a pioneer in this on this platform. And you got the digital download. Am I missing anything else?
No, that's it. Oh yeah. So again, if the bids end up going crazy and get to 10K, the winner will get executive producer credit on the next Sound Money album, which has already been started getting work on. Like I said, got the song with Kamel. It's called Pump It Up. I have a rough copy of the song. I was going to put it in my DJ mix later. So in my DJ mix, just a heads up, I got a couple rough songs in there. So if you hear like a lower quality, I just want to kind of make sure that they get heard. It's like just hear them in their early state. Then also you got what the fuck was I talking about? You got the Bitcoin audio. So I can't give enough flowers to Bitcoin audio. Like I love what he does. Like he takes the blockchain and he basically finds melodies in each block or transaction, or he parses a Merkle router. I don't know how. Like you need to get him on and talk about it at some point. Yeah. Somebody needs to. Because he's told me a couple of times, but I can't wrap my head all the way around or describe it well enough to say I know. I get it, but I guess you never know anything if you can't explain it. So I guess I don't know it well enough. But I got some music from him. Just some like straight. Like I got Hal Finney's transaction with Satoshi Nakamoto. It's an audio version of that. And I got Satoshi's, I think, first Genesis block music from him. So it's kind of dope. So like when you hear me spin later, you might hear some lower quality tracks, and you also might hear some like beat bop boop music that's not really music, it's just sounds. But I think it's dope that you can hear like the Bitcoin, you can hear the transactions, you can hear the blockchain. It's a new perspective on things. So he's in the chat right there, I see. Shout out to Bitcoin Audio.
Shout out Bitcoin Audio. Awesome, man. All right, so you got the next Sound Money installment, and you got that in the works. What other works from you can we look forward to?
So I did a Bitcoin song called Money Badger. It's a programmable music track that you can see on async.art. So it's 3 songs about Bitcoin basically. One's like a Bitcoiner who gets scammed, and one's about a Bitcoiner who is just like the most alpha Bitcoin trader, the whale, and the other one's kind of like more like a contemporary street track that talks more about like proof of work, but in like a street sense, like kind of flips it in that angle. So that's a kind of a fun, outside of, it's Bitcoin music, but not on the Bitcoin blockchain, of course. But I just did that. That was a fun thing. The Rare Pepe Gallery, the auctions just ended yesterday, so that's been going on for the past several days in Decentraland. But I think there's a UFO Pepe still being auctioned for another like 24 hours. So I've been part of that. And then coming up is June 1st, Genesis 127, Uncle John and Rome Streets, the album. I did half the beats on there, did the artwork. And Chris, we talked about getting hip hop and NFTs together. So with this release, when you buy the pre-order for $9.99 on Bandcamp, then you will be given instructions on how to claim your free NFT. And so I think it's a cool way to get like hip hop fans that don't necessarily want to dig into, either spending $500 or whatever on an NFT, doing all that nonsense, or they can just get a free NFT by claiming it. And I haven't decided exactly which blockchain I'm going to use for that, to be honest with you, but I want to make it. I've done it before with Freeport, Freeport, Joe Looney's site. So I'm thinking about trying to do it that way. Basically, all you got to do is you have to just get download the extension and give me your address. I'd send the NFT there. So that's kind of a way to get like a free NFT. And like I think like out of the people that buy the album, like maybe like I'm thinking it'd be like a 10 to 20% return rate of like people that email me to get the NFT. And I think it'd be an interesting experience down the road if NFTs do take off, especially in music and stuff. This could be like kind of like a groundbreaking NFT as well. Like I did it with Sound Money album. I did pre-orders. I gave pre-order NFTs as well last year. Like a JPEG on using Joe Looney's Bitcoin wallet, but only 3 people claimed them.
Wow.
So I think now it's more known about NFTs. So I got a feeling more people are going to claim it. But I'm going to put a window up like 30 days or something, so it's not forever. And I think that'd be a fun experiment. So yeah, that comes out June 1st. And then the Bitcoin conference, I'll be there. I'm going to DJ at the Bitcoin conference, like I think during the daytime, somewhere there. I'm selling some art there as well. I got some prints. I got this. Hold on. I got this. I made this real money. The money badger eating the money there. This is still actually a work in progress, but it's almost done. So that's going to be there, and a couple other things. I got a big surprise for that show that somebody is helping me out with. So Bitcoin conference is going to be crazy. I got a super dope piece. Like I haven't really released much art this year. In music, like I literally have had my head down for 6 months, like working, and somehow all the projects landed in the next like 2, from like this past Monday to the second week of June. It's just like nonstop. All the stuff I've been working on is finally dropping. So I'm sorry if it's fucking Skrilla overload on my Twitter and shit lately. I don't even like that shit. I don't like promoting myself like this, but I'm proud of all this shit that I'm doing right now, and it's like a major thing for me. So, fucking bear with me. I don't do this shit all the time on Twitter. So,
Dude, own it, man. You're the hardest working man in Bitcoin art. And look, you got a big release coming up, Bitcoin conference coming around the corner. What better time than to have a Skrilla fest, right?
Oh yeah. No, I appreciate all the support, and it's been dope, man. Bitcoin has fucking given me creative life periods. Like, so, like I said, I was hard down in 2012. I had a newborn. I was living in my studio with a fucking 2-year-old, breakup, all that shit. I mean, like,
wow.
I had lost that job I told you I got for a little bit at the TV station. Like, I got cut back to like 2 days a week, and I had just taken a lease on a studio. So I was like, fuck, I got to move out of an apartment. I moved into my studio. I got a 2-year-old. And it was fucking crazy. And like, studios are not places for kids generally, especially my studio. So, I learned a lot in that time, and then I came up like with the Bitcoin. Like, I learned about it, I believed in it, and it's proven to just let me create. And because of that, because Bitcoin pays my bills, you know what I mean? Because that is the truth. I create, and it gives me the freedom to fucking create. And like, I'm definitely making Bitcoin art and music as long as I can. Like, I believe in it as a groundbreaking, achievement of like, possibly 1,000 years, definitely 100 years and more. Like, it's here to stay. I'll go around and mess around and all this blockchain world. Like, I enjoy it all. I like honestly trying out everything, to be honest with you. I have no shame in that, but I'm a Bitcoiner. I make Bitcoin art. I make Bitcoin music. You don't hear me making, songs about Tron and shit like that. Like, it's silly. Like, the only thing that matters is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the ecosystem. If Bitcoin fails, everything fails. If it's something, yeah, I don't know. Just the fact, it's the fact that how organic. I love, sound like a hippie dippy, but I like the organic shit of Bitcoin too. Like, how it all came together. Like, Bitcoin came together out of word of mouth, people, getting it, starting to talk about it, understanding the principles, the fundamentals, the ethos. With the new internet shit, and with, spying and banks fucking. Taking all the money, and your wallet becoming, your money sitting there devaluing forever, and I didn't know any of this shit in 2011. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Bitcoin gave me all that information. It gave me the power to do, what I do, and I'm forever grateful for Bitcoin. You know what I mean? So I take it serious.
It's honest money, right? That's what. That's the phrase that Marcus, Bitcoin roller coaster guy creator, put in my head, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. Like, there's nothing that's more honest than Bitcoin, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's something that you can't roll back the chain and say like, oh, this timestamp's different now, and you can't, well, you haven't been able to for the first 11 years. Hopefully that obviously never happens, but it's a political battlefield. It's a fucking battle. Bitcoin is a battlefield. Like, the meme blockchain is war, like, that's out there. Like, it really is. Like, it's tribal, it's religious, it's political, it's financial. Us knuckleheads have brought the art and music into it. So there's that tribe. There's the YouTube influencers, the TikTok influencers. There's different countries treating Bitcoin different. Like, it's like geopolitical. It's worldwide. Like, I do also believe, like, I think it's bigger than, like, I think Bitcoin is here for a reason. I don't know how it was brought to us and shit, but it could be very bigger than even us.
I totally hear you on that, man. I mean, your mind can run wild with the possibilities of this thing. And look, the stakes are high, so of course it's there's going to be a lot of drama in memeing this thing into existence. I think it's like, when I first got into it, people kind of joked about, blockchain being a battlefield. Now it's like there's no mistaking. Like you spend a few minutes on Bitcoin Twitter, it's war out there.
Yeah, it really is.
I love to see you spreading the messages through your music, through your art, but I also love to see you innovating on the functionality of what you can do with Bitcoin, right? Like, and whether it's DJ Pepe and creating the unlockable content there, or even what you're doing with the new release, giving an NFT to the supporters of the digital download. Like these are ways that artists can make a living in a digital world in the future. Like there's huge potential in how creatives can benefit from this revolution, and you're a real pioneer on this front, man. Love to see it.
Thanks. It's great to be like early and whatever, a pioneer, but I honestly I like to. It's not even about that. It's just about doing stuff. Like if I'm not doing stuff, if I'm not doing new shit, and like Bitcoin is what I'm into, like I'm gonna lose everybody around me is gonna hate me, and I'm gonna I have to constantly be like exploring something new, or my brain just goes to shit. So it's maybe a mental disorder.
it's the need to create, man. Trust me, I'm right there with you. I don't know where it comes from, but you gotta create something, right?
Yeah, and there's no funner, like more vibrant space than this ecosystem. Like, yeah, even in the bear market, like it was the price went down, but the ecosystem, like the heart of it, is still pumping furiously, even more so, really, as like technology develops and stuff. So it's an interesting space, man. Like I've gotten lost in Telegram chats with like Bitcoiners, and people just, some of the ideas and the wits on people's heads are insane. Like some people really are in this space are insane, but they're really good at Bitcoin. And then, what I mean? Like it's just some people really are really good at Bitcoin, like in terms of like understanding it and speaking about it, promoting it. I really love like Crypto Graffiti stuff, the arts that he's done. He's like, when people ask me about like who influences me and like stuff, like I would say like Crypto Graffiti for sure, in terms of like his like astuteness to his craft and his promotion of Bitcoin in ways that like are beyond insane. Like sometimes I think there's probably like 20 Crypto Graffitis all working on a project together, but there's not.
Yeah, man. I mean, the purity of his work, of how it's like so authentic to Bitcoin activism, second to none on that.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, you've been super generous with your time here, and we tried to get the live DJ set hooked into this. We had some technical difficulties, but it sounds like you're going to try to make that happen on another channel. So anybody listening, pay attention to RARESCRILLA's Twitter feed for the destination to catch that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go live on Twitch. It's 3:10. I'm just, I'll start at 3:30. I'm gonna get my stuff set up, and I'll go 3:30 to like 5 or so Eastern time. So if that's cool, I'm gonna play some Bitcoin music. I got some of mine, obviously, and some other artist stuff, and I'm gonna dig into probably some vintage hip hop and stuff like that for y'all. If y'all are down for that, come join my Twitch, which is RARESCRILLA. It's just RARESCRILLA, one word. I'm gonna do that at 3:30. I'll send a tweet out too.
Awesome, man. I'll definitely be there. Looking forward to that. For people who want to stay up to date, is your Twitter the destination for that?
Yeah, you can follow me at Skrilla Ventura. And yeah, I appreciate the love so far. It's awesome. Appreciate you, V, jumping in the bids. With the legendary Bitcoin collector and knowledgeable guy right there. So much love. Yeah. Shout out to Kane Mayfield. I see you in the chat. Kane Mayfield is one of the MCs on the new Money Badger song. So he's rapping about how he's got so many UTXOs, he buys a mansion and other familiar stuff like that.
Right on.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Chris. I appreciate everybody in Scarce City. And tune in. Probably around 3:30 I'll go live. RARESCRILLA is Twitch. And I'll send out a Twitter link and we'll get busy.
All right, Skrilla, we really appreciate your time on this. Looking forward to seeing this auction through. Thanks so much, man. We'll talk soon.
All right, thanks, all. Peace, Chris.
All right, let's check in on this auction. We got Vizik on top, 3.5 million sats, 22 hours, 47 minutes to go. We've got some serious Bitcoin art collectors here in the mix. We got Jeff, we got Crypto Graffiti, Sats Life, Sir Meow, Lord Chase, Epoxy, Lord Chase, Jeff. The real Bitcoin collectors, they're seeing value in this one. Excited to see where this ends up over the next almost day. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will be next week. We're going to be in Miami. We're going to be there in a big way. A lot happening. Stay tuned to our Twitter. Stay tuned to our Scarce City Banter Telegram channel for updates on that. It's going to be a heavy, heavy week. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.